How many days were you not on the show? Bam, we're live.
Um, from the 25th until today, so almost a week.
Wow. Was it weird coming back? Oh, I think you might have to move your microphone closer to your mouth.
There.
Closer?
How's that?
Closer?
Close to the
How about this?
now you sound like a pilot.
Hey, was it weird coming back on this morning?
Yeah, like I was telling my wife, I was like kind of stressed. I was
Yeah.
freaking out a little bit.
Yeah, that's healthy. Awesome. Awesome. That's awesome. Back in the seat. Awesome seeing you, dude.
Yeah,
It's good to be back.
and in a normal room too, not like
I don't know. I'm not saying I like that part. I was perfectly happy with you in that room.
you like the doctor's office.
Yeah, that shit was great. I knew you couldn't go anywhere.
Damn, we
Just
should have
stuck.
screenshot it and had him like be on green screen like that, and then that way he just like hits the background away. He's like, "I'm back, bitches," and it just falls away, and he's back in the room.
So Caleb, you left where you were at, and how many hours was the flight to Germany?
Flight to Germany was, I think it was 6 or 7 hours. Probably, yeah, 6 or 7 hours.
Were you with your homeboys or just by yourself?
I was with everybody. Yeah, I saw everybody that I was with. We just clambered into a commercial airliner, and
Oh, you did with like real seats. You didn't sit on the ground or with those
Yeah.
weird netted seats. Oh, that's cool. Shit. Was
Yeah.
that a surprise for you?
no, we had flown it. We had flown the same airline to get there,
Okay.
and so I mean, it's like just a contracted airliner with like just a shitload of seats that they pack everybody in together.
Is it a familiar name on the side of the plane? Like, do we know it? Is it like I mean, obviously
No.
not. No, it's not. Okay.
No,
It doesn't say like Southwest on the side.
no,
They would still be there. It'd be delayed and canceled.
yeah, we just be fucking stuck there probably. No, it's like I don't even know. It's called Omni Air. Omni Air. I think they literally just contract for the military, but yeah.
Hey, what does this mean?
That's what I saw too.
The fact that Caleb is a cat person makes me inexcusably horny.
Yeah, I think that's horny. To be honest, I'm not really a cat person. This cat just kind of got pawned off on us by a family member, and now we just have a cat. She actually acts more like a dog. She'll like shake and like
Horn?
sit.
No, he said that's a word. What's horned mean? Someone needs to look that up.
I got it.
Oh,
it's an Urban Dictionary. Great. Trish.
Oh, great. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good.
What's it mean?
Here, I'll pull it up. Oh, you got it too. Though?
Wait, did my screen freeze? Oh, there
There
it
it
goes.
is.
I don't do that very often. I just adjusted my nuts. Usually I don't need to do that. This 7:02. A type of meme or photo that's like porn, but usually posted in an unwanted, awkward place for attention. Yeah, that cat does look placed, right? But it's not. It's obviously watching something outside. But that cat totally looks like it's staged. Like, I'm home. I'm a cat person.
Yeah, she's watching some birds, I think.
Jethro says there's a dick story that you mentioned you were going to tell.
Oh God, already?
It's been 3 minutes. It's been 3
I know.
minutes.
I thought everybody's gonna forget about that. Honestly.
Just ease into it.
We can save it. We don't have.
Yeah.
We can wait a little bit. Warm up a little bit.
Yeah, we'll wait. I need to find a good way to like articulate that story still. So, just give me a bit.
Jethro, it's kind of stories on here. It's kind of like there's like a bit of it's like foreplay. Like someone has to tell a story about how they fell down the stairs, and someone else talks about how one time they gagged on their toothbrush, and next thing you know, someone's talking about a time their penis touched their friend's penis. I mean, let us warm up to that.
Gotta ease into it. There's a playbook to these things.
Yeah. I'll tell you though, I think how the story goes is he had to check a guy's penis and there were no gloves and he had to barehand it. That's my guess on what Caleb's story is.
Knuckle side though, knuckle side, not.
That's pretty tame, I think, compared to the actual story. But...
Oh, good. Guys, I was thinking about this morning in the shower. So what this show does, and I stole this from Greg Glassman. This show sells the truth. So that's all we have. All we have is the truth. And so we may not get it right, but that's what we're trying to do. And when I mean sells the truth, not only are we trying to tell you the truth about everything, but we're also trying to give you insights on how we think about it. So 2 + 2 is 4, and how we think about it is I look at myself and Souza, and then I look, let's do 2 + 1. It's easier. I look at myself and Souza, and then there's Caleb, and that's +1, and then I can count 1, 2, 3. We try to actually tell you how we came to our conclusions on things. Like why I think it's silly that you talk about gun control without talking about the ramifications of outlawing guns. We talk about, hey, you talk about, or not you, but people talk about police need more training. We talk about, hey, well, what's the other side of the equation? The other side of the equation is that the public needs more training. And I think that that would be vastly more useful in conquering whatever the problem is. And it's just an emotional response to say the police need more training because we've been trying that bullshit for 30 years, etc. But I'm just trying to say that, like, whether we're right or wrong, we're trying to tell you how we think, not only the truth, but and if we detract from that at all, what we're doing is we're spending our equity, our show's equity, and we never want to do that. We never, ever, we would never like want to lie to you on purpose, even if it were around a sponsor. So you know that thing that Hiller does, he says, Brooke Wells is selling mattress A today, and then tomorrow she's selling mattress B. And what are we all supposed to do? Throw away mattress A and then go buy mattress B if we're supposed to. But she's not selling the truth. And I was talking with a friend yesterday, and he says that he doesn't care when athletes do that because we all know. Actually, I still care. And what I mean by that is my friends tell me, hey, it's just an unspoken thing that we all know. It's the white elephant in the room. Everyone knows it. Don't take these people seriously when it comes to the products they sell. But I don't think I think it still speaks volumes to their character that they don't acknowledge this behavior, right? So when we take on a sponsor, I can't let them buy the truth at all, or else I'm selling the show's equity. I can't have Gabe come on here and be like, hey, I have a new tea coming out. Will you tell people you drink tea all the time? I can't do that because it would be spending the only thing that I have for you guys. I don't have a nice butt. I'm not really good at CrossFit, but Brooke Wells and these other people are selling something else to you. Here's where it gets weird and interesting. They consider themselves influencers, right? And so that they know that they're influencing people. So then when they influence people in a bad way, they know they have to go to bed. At some point, they're going to have to answer to that in their life. Anytime you lie, it's going to reduce the fidelity of your ability to interact with the world and elicit happiness from it, excitement, pleasure from it. So where I go with this, if you can connect the dots with me, is that then you have a company like CrossFit Mayhem, and this is where all this thought is, there's been so much fun stimulus that's allowed Susan and I have all these cool talks throughout the day. Mayhem says something really interesting because they're trying to do both, right? They have their values up front. They think that the Bible is real and that Jesus is the savior, and they're trying to live to that while also selling things. So they even have put other rules. They're like the Amish. They've put other rules on themselves while they're playing by different rules than the rest of the community. Right. So the Amish have to sell stuff. They have to sell fruits and vegetables at the market, and go against other companies, but they're not allowed to use gas powered, or electric powered, whatever the fuck their rules are to harvest that stuff. Right. So there's all these interesting, it's just interesting games. I don't mean that in a bad way, but interesting techniques going on within the ecosystem. With all of that being said, my specific thing with Brooke Wells was, and with all of these guys, and I'm going to there'll be no end to this because it's such great content, is the fact that she made a post saying about her morals and her ethics and her values regarding Greg Glassman, even though we have her post gave you no idea what the fuck she was talking about in a full length post. The part that's weird is that now you sell poison to kids. And so whatever Greg did must have been pretty fucking bad. If you're willing to now, if you can somehow think that selling poison to kids is less bad.
She's part of the Matrix.
Oh, is that giving her a pass? Is that your way of giving her a pass?
No, I'm just saying she's just flowing down the river, baby. flowing
Right.
down the river.
Well,
Just
if
letting
you do
change.
that, if you do that, you're burning. Don't think that you're not burning some equity somewhere. You are.
100%. You're losing every time she does that or switches a sponsor that was sponsor A to sponsor B, and they're the same exact product and stuff like that. You lose trust with your audience, and it'll take her a while to figure that out because she has such a massive audience. And I don't necessarily know why we're picking on her. I don't think we mean to. Just
No,
like,
no,
we're
not
just
at all.
using
Not
that
trying
as
to
a
pick on her
general
at all.
example.
Not trying
Yeah.
to pick at her at all.
But if you have a person and they're selling you product A, and then immediately they switch to product B within a couple of months, and like Sevon was saying, like now all of a sudden you're like, wait, we bought A, now you're on B. You lose trust each time with your audience like that, and slowly you diminish not only, like you were saying, the equity of the show, but you're diminishing that relationship with your audience. Because if you're not endorsing products that you solely actually use and believe in and truly back, then it's only a limited time to where people just look at you as like, oh, they're just peddling something else this time, and they're not really going to act.
And no one buys that. No one buys that a Snicker bar is a good way to meet your macros and get your 20 grams of protein. No one buys that.
Yeah, and that shit isn't even food.
Actually, people do buy that.
A lot of people buy it.
But I don't buy that.
And everybody's always looking for like shortcuts. So when these athletes sell different things like that, they think, oh, it's the reason why I'm not going to the games because I need to mimic Matt's routine or I need to mimic Brooke Wells' routine, and they're eating this product. And so maybe if I eat that product, that'll help me get closer to my goals. And that's where
maybe she'll be a guest. I'm surprised at who comes on. Maybe she'll be a guest.
We had a moment at Wodapalooza. Like we locked eyes and she gave me a nod and I gave her a nod, and
I like her. I'd like to help her sell Snicker. I'd like to help her sell Snicker bars. Like if I can help her do that.
We'll even set up the little fucking logo here. But
yeah, I'll throw the Snicker bar logo on there. I'd like to have her on. I think I'd be here. I think it would be a great value to have her on.
Oh fuck yeah.
Not a lot, just once a week, just as a once a week regular guest.
And then we could talk about how what's inside the Snicker isn't actually real food.
I wouldn't even do that to her.
Not to her, but then once she was gone.
So anyway, so that's the difference, right? I mean, she has a talent and a skill and a body that that she is selling, and I am just trying to sell the truth. And so when she does stuff like that, it's just I should actually thank her. She's made content for me. She set me up. So thank you. I appreciate it. So Hal Roberts, I still won't buy Snickers. Milky Way is so much better. Is Milky Way softer and Snickers is harder?
Yeah.
He likes the limp flaccid and Brooke likes the more hard.
The nutty
rigid
ones.
Do the nutty, yeah. Okay. Fair enough. My mom used to take me to clarinet lessons, and she would always get this bar at the liquor store next door. It was I think it's called a $100,000 bar.
100 grand.
100 grand.
Or maybe she would get a Baby Ruth. Fuck, I don't remember. I should just keep my mouth shut. I don't remember. Scott Perkins, Sevon would eat a Snickers bar off dad ass. There's definitely a time in my life.
Specific. That's very specific.
I don't even eat my kids. I do bad stuff, but I can't ever see myself ever eating a Snickers bar the rest of my life. I just wouldn't choose to do.
You know what's crazy
for my bad stuff
is a lot of the parents that have gone
through cookie dough. I'd eat cookie dough. Sorry, go ahead.
Cookie dough is good. A lot of the parents that have done nutrition stuff or done our like nutrition reset that we do every year, they have to fill out this food log, and then halfway through, Grace will like look at it and we'll be like, well, I have all your food logs here, and then we just did your weight and it doesn't seem to match up with what was on your food log, which is the results you're getting. And oftentimes,
what does that mean? You look fat and your food doesn't show that you should still be fat?
Yeah, your body fat percentage hasn't moved, skeletal muscle mass hasn't moved, body weight hasn't moved, but yet you've seemed to have a perfect food log every single week for the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as we actually measure those, it's like nothing moves, right? And what ends up happening is a lot of time it's parents, and what they don't realize is they're like picking off of all their kids' food as they make it. You know, so like they'll make and the thing is too that always gets me, that I always like stop to think about, is half the time the food that they're like picking off and like eating isn't even food. They're like, oh well, I buy that stuff for the kids. I have the mac and cheese, and they didn't finish it, so I finished the mac and cheese, and then I made them this stuff with the crackers. They didn't eat the rest, so I ate the crackers, and then they're also not logging that on their food log. And a lot of times
I don't even order food when I go to fancy restaurants. I just eat my kids' leftovers. So I go to
Right.
some restaurant where the hamburgers are $27 each, and they each get a hamburger. And I just sit there. I get
And-
like a sparkling water, and then when they're done, I eat their shit.
It-
All of it.
Yeah,
Like the
and collective-
garnish. Like the garnish.
And it's always interesting to me because the parents will say that, and then they'll be like, "Oh, well, that kid that's for the food is for the kids. Like you get those snacks for the kids." And then I
Right.
kind of think, and I'm like, "Well, why the hell are you buying all that much junk for the kids in the first place?"
I take my kids to buy smoothies, like juice smoothies. I've never ordered one for myself, but I think I drink more than they do every time because they
Right.
never finish their shit and then they pass their cups forward.
Yeah, exactly. They
Dad
never
tax.
finish
Dad
it.
tax.
What is it?
It's a dad tax.
Yeah, dad tax.
Oh, Atlanta. Hey, you like my
Uh,
shirt?
CrossFit 2023. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a free shirt I got at the event.
Caleb,
I-
it's a cool shirt. When can you? I guess at some point we can start asking you questions. When can we start knowing about where you were at and stuff? You have to be out.
Probably now. I don't really. It's not like it was. It was more of a, I guess, a secret while I was there because I didn't really want anybody to know. But so do you want to know?
Yeah. What country were you in?
I was in Jordan.
That's a country.
Apparently, yeah. It's a.
It's a
kind of
kingdom,
like-
right? Isn't that the guy? He's married to a white girl, American girl.
Yeah, it's the Hashemite kingdom of Jordan. So there's like a prince who runs it, I think, and then a prince and a general. The king passed away the past couple of years or something like that. So now it's kind of run by the prince and the general of the military.
Does he keep that American girl there against her will?
I'm not super keen on on them in general, so I don't really.
I feel like there was some king over there that was not allowing the chick to leave or something.
I think that they're like very westernized, so I don't think that would be the case.
Can you tell us why you were there?
I mean, to work.
I know, but why is the American government there? Why do we have?
Oh,
people, are
we have a-
eavesdropping on someone?
I'm not 100% sure on that. We have like a pretty good working relationship with the local government and the military. And I think that's kind of been ongoing for a long time.
Pull out a little bit. Let me see. So we got Israel, Lebanon, Iraq. Is that Iran in the south?
No, that's Saudi Arabia.
Next to Jordan. Saudi Arabia is that big. Okay.
Yep, and then Syria is right north of them.
Okay, and then right there's Africa. So it just butts right up against the dark continent.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of just it's a good central spot.
Does Jordan have a CrossFit gym?
They do actually. There's 2 affiliates in that central city. I think it's Amman.
I think I knew that. I think that we one time when I was working at CrossFit, we did a piece where we did a piece. Carrie Peterson and Russell Berger did a piece on Israeli and Jordanian affiliates, and their relationship was part of the piece.
Yeah, I think there's 2 of them in the whole country probably, because Amman's like the only city, the biggest and only city in the country.
Did Jesus do any shit in Jordan?
Yeah. So right along the, what's it called?
Because everywhere he went is fucked.
Like the Dead Sea or the Red Sea.
Like if he walked through your backyard, it was a mess.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. It's so like the Dead Sea is kind of bordering Israel to the left. And then I
You
think
just
there's some river over there that he was baptized in.
Go to the left a little bit. Wait, you passed right over the Dead Sea. I know you were looking at the CrossFit gyms. Thank you, Susan. There was pull out just a little bit. Yeah, and that body of water down there is the Dead Sea. So Jesus was down there. So
Yeah.
everyone's like fighting over that place. Everyone wants to like have the
Yeah,
spot
so-
where he took his first deuce or whatever.
Yeah, basically.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way it is. Wherever that dude went, it's like here he knelt down and said hi to God. Here's
Oh.
where some chick tried to touch his penis. Over here, so like every spot's got like a, you know what I mean?
Right.
Here's where we think he's buried.
So there's a spot in Israel that some people went and visited, and there's like just so many different things that they just try to enshrine of Jesus, like from Jesus. Like, oh, there's a drop of blood that he dropped in this bowl right here, and so now that's like a relic. Like
Yeah.
everything isn't like there's walls around it. You can't get to it like within 10 feet of it. And then there's another spot where like supposedly like Jesus fell on his walk to be crucified. So like his hand, there's like a handprint essentially of like where he touched the wall, and so that's like a whole relic in itself. And
Oh,
everybody goes
shit.
over there and they're like touching it, and they think it's like a whole fucking thing, and the Wailing Wall, and yeah, it's kind of bizarre.
Jesus isn't buried, my man. Fair. Fine.
He is risen,
Okay.
right? Of course. Sorry.
Mark's got
Fine.
you. He's got you. Take care.
He isn't buried. Fine. I apologize.
Hey,
Where he was, hey,
attention.
where he was buried. Oh, now what? Snap. Oh, I schooled you.
Reversal, 2
Let me
points.
just change the verb on that. Booyah. Oh shit. Not cool. Pat Vellner is a relic. Not cool.
Damn.
Damn.
Yikes, dude.
Jethro Cardona giving the orders, hit the like button, and for Caleb's return.
Yes.
Please.
Don't hit it. Smash it.
Shit.
Oh, he was never buried? He was.
I think he was put in a tomb, but then he escaped the tomb. Isn't that how
All
that
right.
went?
Well, then I'm schooled. Oh, Jeff got me. Booyah. Schooled. Fucking up. I'm trying to sell the truth here, and Jeff's fucking it up. Oh.
He's
I
helping
everybody-
out. He's helping out. He's not talking about it. He's helping out. Oh my goodness.
395. This one is interesting. This lady at MSNBC, a hot Armenian lady.
Not.
She has a bunch of here she is celebrating. This is not what you want to be celebrating your husband for, by the way. I'm if you that's what it brought you to? Did
No,
you click
there's 2 links associated with it, so I wasn't sure which one.
Okay, let's play this one first. Either one. Yeah, fine, fuck it. Let's do it. When is Sebi taking C Beaver for White Claws to celebrate his homecoming? Maybe the next show. Maybe we'll do a White Claw show.
White Claw show.
Although I'm an influencer and I don't want you guys seeing me partaking in alcoholic beverages. Okay, here we go.
I know from my Twitter feed that many of you have wondered why I have been off the air for a little while. Well, I have been dealing with a little bit of a health scare. On December 20th, I began to feel chest pains, and they waxed and waned over a period of 10 days. I wasn't quite sure what to make of it, but as they continued to get worse, I started to think something was actually wrong. It was December 30th when I finally went to an urgent care and was told I had reflux. I didn't really buy it, but I was relieved it wasn't my heart. My body, though, was pretty certain not to believe the reflux. The next day, on December 30th, I woke up with severe pains both in my chest and in my left shoulder.
Pause. Caleb,
Chest.
Caleb, watch her mouth. Did she have a stroke? What the fuck's going on with her face? Watch her mouth, please. Okay.
I
go
took
on.
deep breaths. That got worse when I was laying flat. I knew enough at that moment to understand that it could mean, could is the key word here, that I was having a heart attack, especially because it was happening in the left part of my shoulder. I want to remind you, I run 7 miles 3 to 4 times a week, or I did. I do yoga. I don't eat meat. I don't smoke. I drink occasionally, not right now though, because my doctor tells me I can't. Aside from probably not getting enough sleep and working too much, I'm a pretty healthy person. But on that day, I was anything but. My husband drove me to the emergency room, and from there, the nightmare that has been my January began. I was diagnosed with pericarditis, inflammation of the lining of my heart, brought on by a virus, a literal common cold. I also had fluid around my heart that had to be drained, or else it could hinder the beating of my heart. I was hospitalized for 4 nights and transferred from a local hospital to NYU Langone here in New York City. On January 4th, I was finally...
Pause. So something up with her mouth. I think Trish might see it too. Why is she talking like this? Or did she have plastic surgery, or did she have a stroke? Something's wrong with the way she's talking.
Yeah,
I don't know if
the right side of her mouth is like drooping as she speaks sometimes. I noticed that. I don't know.
Yeah.
That might just be the way that she talks, but because it
And
kind of
look at that nose. She's Armenian. That is not an Armenian nose, really. That thing is so skinny.
Maybe she got a nose job.
Maybe. Yeah. And then it just kept growing.
Highly likely.
She doesn't eat meat. Well, there's the problem. I take drugs that are not tested. God, this crowd is just like so smart. Here's the thing. Let's say it was just a chick who had a heart attack. How do you not wonder what's going on? Oh, could you click the other link? And this is kind of the creme de la creme.
Did she
Man,
finish by
dudes, do
saying-
not marry women like this. What the fuck are you doing? This is her husband, and it says, Happy Father's Day to a guy who will wait 8 hours in the cold for a vaccine. She's celebrating that her husband's a cunt. Right? Oh my God, I've married such a bitch.
She was falling in line, making the obligatory vaccine
Sports a
choice.
man bun for solidarity. Solidarity for what? Like, why does it have to be? My kids sported man buns to pull their hair out of their face. Why does it have to be solidarity? It just screams ideological idiocy. Everything has to be for this chick. Part of, as Matt said, part of the matrix, just a tool. Sport the man bun for solidarity. I don't even know what that means. And wear a costume to make his kids laugh. How can't anyone just do that stuff just for fun? Hey, I stood in 8 lines to get fentanyl. I wear my hair up in a man bun so it's not in my face. And I love playing with my kids. Peace out.
Yeah, but there's no virtue signaling in there, so I'm confused as to what it is you're
Right.
supporting. I don't
Okay,
understand.
you're right. I'm
What
sorry.
do you stand
I'm
for,
sorry.
Sevon?
Yeah.
What do you
I stood in line for fucking 2 hours to fucking get a drink at the bar.
such a fucking hero?
And it would have only been an hour and 50 minutes, but I'm so short that when I get close to the front, 2 people still got ahead of me. Sevon, did you already do your obligatory happy first day of Black History Month? No, I don't fucking do Black History Month. It's racist at its core. Women want men, not a man bun for solidarity. Yeah.
Should I stop growing mine? Because I was growing mine.
No,
for
man buns are
solidarity.
fine if you just want to do a man bun. But
Well,
you
I
shouldn't-
don't. I want to represent solidarity, and now you're
Oh,
having
yeah,
me
well, then fuck
self-conscious
it.
about
Yeah,
it, like as
yeah,
if like I
you should
can't
be.
be supportive of the thing with my man bun.
Hey, I think like if I don't know, like let's say Caleb had to shave his head because he got cancer, and we shaved our heads to like support him, so we look like fucking weirdos too. I'm totally cool with that.
I'd do that.
Yeah, I totally do that.
I'd definitely do that.
I fucking in a second.
Yeah, I agree.
But I'm not and if Caleb wanted me to start calling him Chuck, I would do that. Or if he said, hey, that when you call me Beaver, that really fucking, I got made fun of a lot in 2nd grade. Can you not call me Beaver? I couldn't stop that. Sorry, Caleb.
God damn it.
I tried.
You
I couldn't.
set.
It's
You
like
can't even
it's
hypothetically
10% of your value is your name, dude.
do
10%. Hey, when I first met you, it was 90%. So it's like
That's a
It's
good.
Wow,
it's
okay.
switch.
totally a
That's
good sign.
change.
Nice.
Yeah.
Totally
The beat.
Anyway,
yes.
I'm
the
sorry
beat.
about your heart condition, my Armenian sister, and you're hot. And I saw you wearing tight clothes in some of your videos, and you have a great body. But don't lie. Like we already know, your network is just paid and bought for by Pfizer. Just be cool. Just
What
be
did
cool.
she say at the end of that video? Was there anything like she
Oh,
made
she's
a
just
claim
saying-
towards the vax, or is that was it? She just outlaid it and said she didn't eat meat, and then we all moved on.
Yeah, she should at least say, "Hey, I know a lot of you fucking people are gonna think it's myocarditis. It's from the vaccine, and I did get the vaccine, and I understand why you think that because of the lack of transfer. I mean, just something fair, just something, genuine, just something that's not disingenuous."
I was gonna try to get I just ran out of time last night. I was gonna put in a little sound bit that said "Brought to you by Pfizer," and then every time we play something, I would just hit the sound bit. But I figured if we did that too much, it would ding all of our episodes.
I don't know. Maybe that would give us a pass on a ton of shit.
They just like assume it's the news starting each time, so they don't even really like ding us. They're like,
Maybe that
oh
would give
no, it
us-
must be a news station starting.
I got these 3 when I came back from Tahoe. I have these new wrinkles ever since I went to Tahoe. Trip.
I just swallowed in the microphone.
Nice
Sorry,
teeth.
Heidi.
No, you can swallow away.
She got all mad last time. Why do you think
390
that? The snow?
That just dry. My skin is so dry still. My nose is so dry still. It's weird. I
Yeah,
can't-
the air is super dry up there.
You see the Jim Brewer bit about conspiracy theory and vaccines? Maybe. 394. I need this explained to me. I so need this explained to me. So there's a company called CrossFit, and they're a health and fitness company, and they're selling these shirts. This is the picture they use for the shirts they're selling. It's a guy I know. He's the owner of CrossFit Malibu. Cool dude, Mike. This year, we've created a version of the official 2023 Open T-shirt design that's available. So that's what they open with. Now look at that shirt. They're selling a shirt that says "Enjoy CrossFit," but it looks like Coca-Cola. They can't sell that. You're gonna get sued into fucking oblivion for that. Coca-Cola is not gonna allow that unless Coca-Cola owns you. Does Coca-Cola own CrossFit? Who chose this photo? Oh, what the fuck is going on here? I need this explained to me by someone. Am I stupid? I can't do Twitter, so I'm open to being stupid. I really am open to being stupid. Yes. Why is the Coca-Cola logo? Who runs this account? CrossFit affiliate account. Are you retarded or am I retarded? Caleb, Matt, unfuck me, slap me around. Be like,
I don't even think they noticed the shirt. I bet you they just noticed his like.
They didn't notice the shirt.
No.
Wait, it's an ad about selling a shirt. How do you post a photo and it's not and you don't notice the shirt the guy's wearing?
They need to hire a new PR firm, I think, is the issue.
But here's where it gets crazy. Yeah, okay, exactly. Okay. You click over. Hey, imagine, go back to that. Imagine if I said, do you want to see the most beautiful pair of tits ever? And in the shot, I had a close-up of like Sam Dancer's banana hammock. That wouldn't make any sense.
I'm here for the boobs, man.
Yeah. Why are they selling a Coca-Cola shirt? Like, I could see this being a picture on .com.
Are you suggesting
like saying, "Hey, the bar muscle up is one of the foundational movements for experienced CrossFitters"? I could like that would be great. It's a cool picture, cool hair, a funny shirt, but you're selling a shirt. But that shirt's not the shirt. Now look, you click over and you get to finally see the shirt you're selling. You click over and you get to see the boobs.
It's not even nice boobs.
It's not. It's interesting. I don't really have an opinion on the. Vindicate says, I would be beyond pissed if I was an affiliate and this was the design they were offering. I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. What's wrong? It looks kind of look at click over.
Forcing you to buy it, so it doesn't matter.
I like that. Look at it. You can have your logo in there and its color, and I like that open thing. It looks kind of like an Olympian, old Greek. I'm cool. Why don't you like it, Travis?
I appreciate when gyms like create their own shirts for the open. Or like whenever they have like open, like your teams, they have like there's like 4 or 5 teams within the gym, and then they create their own shirts.
Yeah, this
I like that way better.
But I like this idea too because it shows you're with all the other CrossFit gyms because you have something similar, but yours is still different because your logo is different in the center. And I like the fact that CrossFit offers the service. I would love to know if Fully Amped is a good company that they're using, or if they're woke, they're part of the wokeocracy.
Is this equivalent to like that group of companies that were giving discounts to affiliates?
I don't know. All those are good questions, but I don't understand that opening picture. It's a good idea completely ruined by an idiotic post. I guess you could say it's good because it got me to talk about it.
Yep.
Sure.
Because I'm an influencer in the space.
I mean, I don't disagree with it. I'm fine with it. I like it. I mean, they're just trying to offer a service that and that's the biggest thing you hear from. I mean, people aren't going to get it for the $20, but a lot of time they go, "I'm not going to pay for the open. It costs $20. At least I should get a shirt."
No, it should be $50 if you get a shirt. Hey, maybe Listerine could sponsor me since I put Listerine strips in my mouth during the show.
It's a good call.
Hey, did I sent you? I want a I probably shouldn't say this without getting his approval, but I was talking to Hiller the other day. I was like, hey, I really want a sponsor that's like a soap company, a shampoo company, a detergent company that doesn't have stuff in there that hurts my balls. You know what I mean? That like doesn't reduce my testosterone. You know how like there's all this negative, like they just outlawed Tide in the state of New York. Like, please, someone, if you know a detergent company, if you're a mom and pop, like, you don't have to pay me shit. I just want to push your shit. Well, that's the thing. So then Hiller told me he hasn't used soap in 15 years.
Wait, what does he use?
Nothing.
He just
In the
rinses
shower,
off?
he doesn't use anything. I kind of need soap to lather my ass and my.
Is it
and
even
my
a shower
armpits.
at that point? It's just they're not.
To rinse.
It's a rinse. Yeah. Hey,
yeah,
I'm
it's a
down with
rinse.
that. I'm kind of, but I love suds. I'm down with that. I feel like I do need a bar of soap to wash my ass and my armpits and my pubes. I just like there's hair there, and I just like to suds them up. Here's the thing. This sucks. I have no interest in doing the open. Me personally.
Oh
Zero.
yeah.
Zero.
I didn't do it last year. It was the first year I didn't do it.
Maybe I'm scared, but I've never had interest in doing the open. I don't know why.
Are you doing it, Caleb?
Unbelievable. Yeah, I've done it every year for the past since
do it.
2014 probably.
Go away. Not go away.
Go
like
away.
Leave. Go. That
Get
didn't
your
come out
open.
right.
Get the hell out of here.
That didn't come out right. I mean, like, my son, go away and fetch the open and bring it to us. Yeah, do the open. Like, I'm not against it by any means. I just have I think it's a cool thing. My mom always used to do it, and I liked it that she did it, and I have no issue with that whole thing. Don't give $20 to CrossFit is just stupid.
Yeah, that's dumb. The $20 isn't the
Like,
differentiator.
come on. Man.
Yeah, I don't like that excuse either. I just am not doing it this year just because I just don't really have an interest in it. I mean, we usually still do the workouts because it's a scheduled workout at the gym, like when we do it for our Friday night lights or whatever, and we have people at the gym do it, but I just don't have any desire.
Do
Hey,
people shit
CrossFit
on
gym-
you for not doing it?
Did they shit on me for not doing it?
Yeah.
Well, I still do the workouts.
Oh, you just don't log them?
I just don't pay to
Or
be
you
on
don't-
the scoreboard. Yeah. And it's
okay.
just, for me, it's just an ego thing because then I get caught up in wanting to put my best foot forward. And if I can't, then I'm just like,
Hey, here's the thing too.
Go
I would
fit.
never do. Here's the thing too. I would never do the open scaled.
no.
As soon as Dave started doing that, I hated it. I would never ever do the open scaled. I'm not interested in doing the open scaled. I don't appreciate all the different categories. I don't like any of it.
Oh,
I don't like any of that. It should be one fucking open. It should be 5 workouts. I know people that upsets people. It should be programmed so it basically gets harder as it goes along. And I use the word harder for just lack of a better word. Everyone should be able to do the first workout. Then there's the second. Then there's the third. And like, if there's stuff I can't do, I can't do. It's reflected in my score. And I'm not interested in being in some scaled category. I'm just not. Fuck off. I'm just, the whole thing is ruined for me. And so you need the mayhem. No, I can do almost all the movements. I can do double unders and muscle ups, and I can do CrossFit. I can do all the stuff. But I'm not. I'd rather just get stopped and it just rank me down there at 38,000 or 127,000. I'm not interested in. Now you should be able to break it down into categories. I like that. Like I should be able to look at just my 50 group or people in California.
Yeah, that's just leaderboard filters you'd prefer over
Yeah.
a scaling. Trish tried to say, I'm afraid of failure, so I don't do a typical libtard stance. Do you understand my
No.
fucking life, Trish? My whole entire life is one big goddamn gamble into the dark. Everything
No.
I do, I fetch all my income every single month. So afraid of failure? Definitely not.
Elizabeth
Second.
Michael agrees, Sevi. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what I would be afraid of failure. I'm sure there's something in my life. No, I never. It's all the only reason why I don't do certain stuff is either laziness or I don't want to. There's probably just the laziness. There's only one reason I don't do things: laziness. That's it.
For me, if I just can't lean into it and like give it
Yeah,
the attention
I'm
it deserves, I don't want to.
Yeah, laziness is a
half-ass it.
cousin of that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
you can't fail. You do one rep and you're on the leaderboard.
So just make one giant inclusive open, and it would be at least more appealing to me.
Well, it
As
did
an
push.
affiliate owner, 3 weeks is great. I hear you. Yeah, and you know what?
Yeah.
That's how all the affiliate owners feel. It still doesn't. It's because you guys are lazy.
Fucking lazy. Definitely not. You put on how many events have you ran?
I can't
How many
win.
events
So
have you
listen,
ran?
I've
Fucking-
none.
Yeah,
none.
yeah. Tell me more. Tell me more.
Hey, I can't win, so I won't play. Dude.
Trish just likes at this point. She's just
Oh
doing
my
that, so I
God.
get triggered and yell back into the microphone.
I'm trying
Not
to think
falling
of
for it, Trish.
anything that I've won ever in my life. I'm gonna win this podcast game.
I don't think
Uh,
I've won anything either.
One time I won an Xbox in a drawing, and that's it.
What
Oh, that's
the
cool.
fuck?
Yeah, the only
Tell
time
me about that. Tell me about that drawing. What were the chances?
So I think it was probably like 12 or 13 years old, and it was at my dad's like work party basically, and so like his whole unit was there, which is probably 500, 600 people, and like that was like the big prize was to get an Xbox. And it was on like the very first Xbox came out, so it was like everybody was super stoked about it and they wanted one. And I think we put like, you can like buy like individual tickets, or you can get like 5 for $10 or some shit like that. And so then I think we just did like $10, so we had 5 tickets in there. And you know, you have to like fill out the ticket with like your name and like your phone number and all
God, that shit's so lame. But yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so like we did all that for like all 5 or 6 of our tickets or whatever, and then we turned them in. And like my dad just kept getting like phone calls, and he's like, it's fucking spam, like wouldn't answer it. Finally he answers it, and they're like, hey, this was like days later, like, hey, you guys won the Xbox. It's been waiting here for like the past week. If you want to come pick
You
it
didn't
up.
stay. You guys didn't stay for the drawing.
No, my dad's not. All of us were just kind of like over it. I was a kid, so I was like, fuck this, I want to go home and like play around with my fucking GI Joes or whatever. And so
You
then
had GI Joe,
yeah, dude, yeah,
and then you went into the military. Crazy.
yeah, weird, right?
Brainwashed. Brainwashed.
I used to take the side story. I used to take the GI Joes and like throw them up as high as I could and just let them fucking crash and break. It was a lot of fun.
And
Anyway.
then you put them back together. That was foreshadowing your job.
Yeah, what do you know? Here I am, fucking doing the same shit. But yeah, then they called in. My dad finally picked up, and then we had to like drive over to this place. They like kept it in a safe for us for like the whole week, and then they gave it to us. And I think we kept that Xbox for like another decade.
You played it to death.
Oh, for sure.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So it was a death box.
Yeah, basically.
393. Mr. Gavin Newsom. It is unbelievable anyone voted for him. This is stupid on so many levels. You have to understand how bad the drug problem is in California to realize how stupid this is. This is so stupid. First of all, there are no homeless people here. You have to understand that. That's a homeless has this insinuation, explicit, implicit, I don't know, that these people don't want to be in a that these people want to be inside living in homes, and that it needs to be fixed. That is not the fucking problem in California. There are no homeless people under that. It's a total, they're totally misleading everyone. The homeless problem is not what needs to be fixed in California. It would be totally fine if everyone who was homeless was like me and my kids. You understand that, right? Like if it was Sevon and Haley and Ari, Avi, and Joseph, and we were living in a cardboard box in front of your Whole Foods, you guys would like that. My kids would be doing backflips and entertaining you. You could leave your family there, and I would watch them when you went into Whole Foods. You understand that, right? Like I could live in a tent in front of Whole Foods, and all of you guys would be happy to see me there. I'd put your carts away. I'd help some of you carry your shit to your car. You guys would be so stoked to see me. I would be homeless. It has nothing to do with homeless people. Zero. There's nowhere on planet Earth where you wouldn't want me to be homeless in front of any store with my family. You would love it. And you'd be like, wow, homeless people are great. I love that Matosian homeless family. There's something else. And when you go into fucking JCPenney's, you can just leave your kids there. And when you come back to pick your kids up, they're a little bit smarter. They play a little bit better, and they learned how to say please and thank you. And that Mr. Matosian, man, he's so cool to kids, and he's always helping. He's always, he stands a little close to my wife, but that's it. I did catch him staring at my tits, but you know what? I mean, I was showing 4 inches of cleavage. What do you expect?
Yeah, what are you gonna do, huh?
Has nothing to do with homeless. Here's the truth again. This is all I'm trying to sell to you guys, is the truth. The unhoused aren't bothering you at all. Unhoused, that is not what's bothering anyone. No one cares if you're unhoused. That is not the problem at all. Zero. Stop fucking lying. The problem is the millions of drug addicts who their full-time job is stealing and doing drugs. That's the problem. End of fucking story. Every single person that you see holding a sign that says, I need money at a freeway exit is a fucking criminal. Sevon, you don't know that. I'm willing to bet so much money on that. Homeless, the people that you call homeless are drug addicts, and their job is to steal and then sell what they sold or trade it for drugs. That's 99% of them. Yeah, mental health, right. Right, mental health. That just another fucking detour. Sorry, Olivia, I don't mean to pick on you. Another do they have mental health issues because they've done meth every day for 2 months and haven't slept, or for 2 years, or for 6 years?
Do you think anybody's ever
We
categorized
all have
it?
mental health issues. It's such bullshit. It's all such bullshit. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was wondering if there's any. I wonder if there's like a catalog that we could actually go and look, and like somebody at one point in San Francisco did, walk the streets and categorize each one, like this person had a mental health issue. That,
Oh, they all
like schizophrenic or something like
every
that.
single person has a mental health issue on the street, but it's just another conflation of it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant
Because drugs and alcohol.
because of the drugs and
supersede it.
alcohol. Yeah, it's completely irrelevant. I know most of you know this already, but I was homeless for 5 years.
And you worked at a
And I worked at a home for mentally
disabled.
disabled adults for 5 years.
So technically, you would be a subject matter expert over this than Gavin Newsom over here, huh?
Oh my goodness, you're fucking crazy. This guy's a fucking and not only was I homeless for 5 years, but you have to. I spent 10 years just hanging out with homeless people before. I walked the streets of completely fuck. Where I was the only white person in the fucking neighborhood for years, with tons of fucking crackheads and all just crazy shit. Tommy G shit. Okay, not as cool as Tommy G, but. Damien Castro, have you given a solution to the drug addiction? How do we get them off the street? With the fucking tractor, with the big shovel, and then behind it a big dump truck. And you scoop them up and throw them in there. And the ones that survive, you fucking throw out into the desert in Nevada with just a fucking drinking fountain. And you leave them out there for a fucking month.
Or San Francisco could just not give away needles and money for drugs on the first of every month. Like maybe that would a safe place to shoot your heroin probably should.
Hey, but the worst thing you can do is treat them like they're homeless. That's for starters. How about that, Damien, for starters? The worst thing you could do is start trying to spending money to try to give them shelter and free needles and that shit. That's like the worst thing you could do.
They're enabling it 100%, and they're trying to do it in the thing of like, well, guys are gonna do it anyway, so let's just give them a safe space to do it in. It's like, what?
Fine. Nevada. I'm totally for Vegas.
These aren't even solutions,
They're exacerbating the problem. What they're doing is exacerbating the problem. Okay, hit play. This guy, I cannot fucking believe how dumb my loved ones are that they think this guy's hurting people right before our fucking eyes, and people vote for him like it's the solution. It's so weird to me. What's wrong with the way you people think? Okay, go. Action. Here we go.
We believe fundamentally that food solves hunger, that shelters solve sleep, and that housing solves homelessness. And if we're going to solve the problem of those that are out on the streets that we define as homeless, we better solve the housing problem if we're going to have an impact. And that's why we established this framework, what we call a 10-year plan to end chronic homelessness in San Francisco.
Hey, that was in 2008, just so you know, and you cannot believe how much worse it is. And of course it's worse because that's the last thing you should do is give drug addicts shelter.
Yeah, but you could also tell it's a government-funded program he's pitching.
You have to hit rock bottom, guys. Everyone knows that. Oh, Steph Curry's such a joke. How does anyone watch? I don't understand how anyone watches any fucking football or basketball, or you support any of those fucking scumbags. He is a world-class scumbag, Steph Curry. So sad. God, what a piece of shit.
I'm
He's
pulling it right
fucking
now.
he's building a $30 million home in Atherton, and he wants to make sure that there's that there's no way anyone can get to him. But he's woke. So when you're woke, you can't have it both ways. God, he's such a piece of shit. I'm so sorry, Steph. You have such potential. Please wake the fuck up.
Where's it being built at? It's in the Bay Area.
Atherton,
yeah?
Atherton.
Where's Atherton?
Atherton. Oh, that's the nicest town in fucking. That's nicer than Woodside. That's nicer than like.
Really?
Oh,
I never even
dude,
heard
it's
of that
the
place
shit.
before.
I used to fucking date this chick there
Wow.
for 2 weeks while her parents were out of town. I dated her.
Dated.
Her mom had a fucking pharmaceutical fucking laboratory in her bathroom drawers. It was crazy the drugs we had access to. My
Typical.
goodness.
Typical.
My goodness.
Oh, there it
Hey,
is. There it is.
Atherton might not even have a police force.
They just have private security.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
may have fired their police force.
It's like Bellevue in Washington. You go to this certain spot and you're just under surveillance 100% of the time with the private security force.
Yeah. Her neighbor was like the president of Sony or something. It was like, and this they were all $30 million homes, and this was fucking 30 years ago.
But yet he'll harm all those same low income residents with the virtue signaling and this and that, and it doesn't benefit them at all. And then really when push comes to shove and you look at their actions, he goes and fucking builds a house on the hill and puts a fucking moat around it and says, "Stay out, all you people, but I'm here to help."
Steph Curry, Black Lives Matter, but I don't want any black people living by me.
Yeah, put a fence around
it's
it.
him. It's a him 100%. It is him 100%.
That's crazy, man.
And he's only racist because of the white people that programmed him to be racist.
Have you ever heard about that? Like, and you know what's funny is certain things never really go talked about because you know how have you heard about Snoop Dogg building that youth football league?
I just want to say this too, by the way. I have no problem with Steph Curry wanting to keep out the scum and build a fence around his house. Zero.
No,
Don't get it confused. Just like I have no problem with Brooke Wells, one of the Brooks selling candy bars. It's just like you can't have it both ways, though. You can't play the woke game. Yeah, who the fuck is Steph Curry? Don't even worry then. He's a douche. Hey, you know why he's a douche? Because he has such potential to speak up. I heard this line the other day. We'll talk about it again tomorrow. But courage and cowardice are both contagious, hyper contagious. And his cowardice is fucking so contagious. He's a bitch. Sorry, go ahead, Souza.
I was saying Snoop Dogg has a whole entire youth league, football youth league that he created that gives away basically free scholarships to the kids in that area to give them an opportunity chance. And he fills it with a bunch of mentors that either grew up in the, it was a Netflix show too. Okay. Cause I read it in a, autobiography, not about Snoop Dogg, but somebody who worked for him. But he was talking about how much stuff he actually does in those neighborhoods. And it's not like he's promoting it or putting it up on a pedestal with any virtual signaling. He just does it because he's just giving back to his community.
Well, that's good because Snoop said some dumb shit too in his life.
In his life?
Well,
relating
in the last 5 years with the wokeocracy.
I'm telling you, it's like they're with inside of the system. I heard this thing. I think Russell Brand said it, but he said we're living in a time where we're seeing the curtain slowly fall. You're seeing it's like Terminator, where the face is slowly coming off, and you're seeing the inner workings of the system of the machine, and more of it is being exposed over time. And that's really what I feel like we're living in. Like, 20 years ago, all this stuff you wouldn't have even had the option to expose it because we wouldn't have had the internet and multiple different media sources. Anybody with a cell phone is a media source now, right?
Right.
And so now that that's happening in the decentralization of communication between everybody with social medias, you're seeing in real time the system that we've lived in for a long period of time slowly start to deteriorate, and it's trying to hold itself together as much as it can. I mean, look at all the bullshit that they're selling us now, right? Like wear a mask, but then when you sit down, you could take it off, but then you have to wear it, but only in certain parts of the country. And there's all this like bunch of bullshit, Black Lives Matter, and they're there to support the communities that are underserved, but then they burn down all those neighborhoods and never come back, and none of that money ever goes, and most of those shops were Black owned. So it's starting. You're starting to really see this whole entire facade, the political theater, like fall away, and they're being exposed.
Every day, and this is an understatement, someone sends me a DM saying, "Holy shit, I'm waking up." Every single holy shit. Some of your favorite guests on this show send me thank you notes all the time.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It's super cool. And Scott Schweitzer, Clydesdale Media, he probably doesn't know he affected me like this, but he sent me a couple notes that have made me. He's gently nudged me to be more compassionate to people who are turning the corner. And to not and he I don't even know if he knows this, but to not alienate people who are trying to wake up, and that it is scary, and that it's been good. He's given me some good feedback. I don't even know if he knows he's doing that, but he's definitely influenced me.
And this comment right here, that's no longer true. That was when the machine was held together. Now Republicans are conspiracy theorists, white supremacists, fascists.
Oh, Republicans buy
should be
Snickers too.
Sneakers. It was
No,
a thing
he means Snickers. It's he does. It's that line. It's that line that he's doing the Michael Jordan line. Oh,
Right.
oh.
And do you see what I'm
okay.
saying? Like
Yeah,
before,
yeah.
they would have tried to find a balance so that way they can just sell the product. Now it
Right.
doesn't matter. You're the other side. You're completely the enemy. They have to push really hard against that. So they don't care to sell Republican sneakers anymore. Now they're labeled.
If I wrote a book, it would be. I would tell you about the years that I had a harem. When I was a homeless guy who had a harem, it was crazy. It was such a good life. It was such a good life. There was no such things as influencers then, or there was no social media.
Yeah.
There's these stories that I want to tell you about the harem days that are so unbelievable that I don't even know if I can tell them with a straight face. They're just like I think I would have to have like Raw on here, Ronnie Teasdale.
Oh well, you're in luck.
He's coming.
He's coming on.
Yeah. It was such a good life, just barefoot and homeless and no money and just me and my dog and a Frisbee. So many girlfriends. It's crazy.
Do you think a lot of that time too, was it really that good, or is it better in like retrospect?
Oh no, it was so good.
It really was that good.
Oh,
huh?
so good. Hey, when my alarm goes off at 6 a.m., my life's pretty good right now. I'm so excited. So today I was like, my alarm went off. I jump up. I'm like, I run to go turn it off. It's on my phone, and I don't keep my phone next to me, so I hear it. And even though I have the volume turned down all the way, I jump up. I turn it off. Then I sit still for a few minutes. Then I start the coffee machine. And then I thought today, oh my God, this is going to be so fun with Matt. Oh, I wonder if Caleb's going to be there. And I look for any last minute stories. I feed the dog, and then the show starts, and I'm so excited. And then the show's over, and I go out there and my kids dive on me. And my life now is good. I'm so excited to do this show. But fuck, dude, that other life, man, oh man, nothing. You have nothing. You just wake up and you just wake up.
Yeah, it's almost the equivalent of the other than the spectrum of having, like, if you woke up right now and there's $100 million in the bank account. Like when you're homeless and you're like that, there's only a couple things you're thinking about, right? Like probably where you're gonna get your next meal, who am I gonna go hang out with, and then maybe can I sleep there at the end of the night, right?
Yeah, I didn't even think. For me, it was mostly
And then it probably settled in and it wasn't even that.
get a cup of coffee and just sit down.
Yeah,
And,
you
and
got.
I
to
was
think about
literally
what-
like, I wonder what life's gonna bring me today.
right. And so on the other end of that spectrum, if you had, $100 million in the bank to where you weren't worried about having to make any decisions to make any money, and you just got to think about what you wanted to think about, not what you needed to
Yeah.
stress about to accomplish.
Yes.
It's probably the same, but just on the opposite end. But you're still completely free.
Yeah, it was literally watching the magic of the universe bring things to me as I just stood still. I did not sleep from 1972 to 1975. I weighed 116 pounds.
Trish, we have to see what you fucking actually look like. I'm so curious. Is it a dude? Is it a girl?
You need to display your heart rate on the screen during controversial topics.
I think it would stay the same.
391. If you've never been on if you are at a protest, if you're at an Antifa protest or like a January 6th protest, or I don't give a fuck what kind of protest, and you do something illegal and they pull you they take you to jail, for something. If you've written a letter to your congressman and you can prove that in the past asking for change, and this was just like, a last ditch effort, I'll let you go. But if you're at one of these protests and we take you to jail, and you've never written a letter to your congressman, you've never run for office, you've never done anything to try to change the world any other way, and your protest is your way, I want to take you out back and beat the. My wife doesn't want me to say that.
And give
Beat
you
the dog shit out of you.
Thank you. I won't even beat you. My wife doesn't like the beating thing, the hurting people. I want to dunk you in a vial of boiling shit and diarrhea.
Whoa.
How about that? My wife doesn't like violence.
That's a good. I mean, that's kind of.
Can I be your anger translator sometimes?
Yes, thank you.
I like that. That sounds like a lot of fun.
And the same thing is, like, I don't want to hear shit about your understanding of how police should behave if you've never done a ride along.
Oh.
I really don't give a fuck about your opinion. This what you are about to see. So I went on a ride along in the Bay Area, and this was the majority of the stops were like this. This is it. Watch this. This is a normal. And please, police officers, if I'm saying this wrong, whoop my ass in the comments. This is normal, and I guarantee you, the vast majority of people couldn't hang for 5 seconds with this chick. This is completely normal for a cop interaction every single day. Action. Completely normal. Maybe 10 of these. Maybe this is all you see. And this might even be tame for most cops. Here we go. Action.
Hold on.
Not action.
Because my eyes can't go that far. That's why you're fucking docking me, fool. Fool, will you have that shit? Wait the fuck out here, fool. Go. Go.
Instructions.
Because it's not up to your part. That's why you're pissed.
Up to your what, bar?
All right.
Par.
Well, then.
Follow to my pen.
Yes, Ben.
Follow my pen.
She's fucked up.
I learned how to follow instructions because of my man. He used to beat the fuck out of me.
That's a sad girl.
I learned how to follow instructions because my man used to beat the fuck out of me, is what she said.
Wow.
All right. Could you imagine a straight line right here in front of you?
There is no straight line, fool. Where the fuck am I supposed to follow? I naturally walk crooked. Gee.
But could you imagine a straight line?
No, I can't, because I just finished saying that I imagine them like walk right.
Come over here.
Hey, don't touch me, fool.
Pull it.
Damn.
That's it. Imagine that's your job.
Ugh.
Hey, so Steph Curry wants to give this girl free drugs and free housing, but he wants cops to deal with her so that she can still go to find a place to sleep at night. So during the day she can steal shit from you and do drugs. This isn't. I'm not showing you something like
Bro, that's mild.
This is. I bet you I could find something like that within an hour from right now if I got it from my desk in my town. Actually, I know I can. 5 minutes. Taser. I know. Isn't that right? Yeah. I know. Just taser and take her away. Hey, can taser, take her away, throw her in jail, and let her sober up. Just put her in a tank for like, I don't know, 48 hours.
Her face looks like a caricature.
Hey, dude, let me ask you this in all honesty. Let's say that's one of you guys.
Okay.
And the cop tases you,
Mm.
and they put you in a holding tank for a week. 7 days, and they just bring you food and water for 7 days. Wouldn't you be so fucking thankful? I think of all the bad shit that like if that was my son and the cops found him like that and they tased him and took him and put him in a holding tank for 7 days by himself and let him sober up. Do you know how thankful I would be? What kind of fucking problem is she going to get into today? She going to get gang raped, skull fucked, do more drugs, OD on fentanyl, sell her pussy? Like, that is a train wreck. Get in a fight, get killed, walk out into the street. No one who, am I lying? Like, if that was your daughter, wouldn't you want her just to get taken away?
She could have, like, if she was driving, she could just kill somebody and herself, probably. Head-on collision. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and she was driving, right? That was her car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why she was pulled
But,
over.
dude, even walking on the street, would you want your daughter in public like that?
No. She's
No
a harm
way.
to herself and people
Would
around her.
you want to be in public like that?
No.
No way.
Yeah, me neither.
No. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, seller, but seller. Yeah, Jessica, we don't use that word on the show. My mom told this. That's the thing. So you're like, hey, that's against the law. The cops can't do that. We have to have rules. I hear you. I'm just telling you the truth of what I would want for me, for Matt, for Caleb, for my wife, if any, for my kids. If any of them were out in public like that, I would want them to be fucking tased, fucking a cargo net thrown around them, and them dragged to fucking and put in a room for a week.
That's why you go to college. You just knock all that shit right out. Or you go to the military and then you do it in the dorms and fuck around and you're not in public.
Yeah, look at I've been there with my son and daughter. You know, I think my parents have probably been there with me like that too. Like I've gone off the deep end a few times.
Well, the interesting thing is actually how she's interacting with the officer. You don't like people that aren't constantly in that position aren't interacting like with officers like that. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, but yes, but what I'm saying is this is a typical behavior. This is a tip. What happened?
Somebody. This is a bar downtown, a local dive bar downtown.
Oh, so that person. Do you know that person?
I don't know that. I might know that person.
Hey, so
awesome.
She naturally walks away. So here's the thing. That's the thing that's so crazy. Yeah, you have to you have to be compassionate for cops, and you have to be like.
But dude, even if I was that, okay, so let's say I was that drunk and I was whatever, and I was blacked out, just because of my past interaction with officers and everything else, I still wouldn't act that way. You know what I mean? Like I would,
I wouldn't. Me
I'd
neither.
be like, oh,
me neither.
Fuck, like
me neither. I'd be doing my best.
Yeah,
right.
You try to sober your ass up, and at some point they're like, you're drunk, and you're like, fuck.
Well,
and they're like, okay, let's take you away. Like we're gonna go through this process now.
She's such a I don't know where this is, but this looks like she's like a NorCal vato. She's
Oh,
like,
for
hey
sure.
fool.
Hey,
this is
fool.
like
Yeah,
Stockton
yeah.
or some shit.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And yeah, she's probably not. She's probably tweaking too. You could tell that by her like face movements and everything else, and then her big.
Anyway, I don't want to hear jack out of you guys and anybody. I don't want to hear anyone say anything about any fucking cops unless you've done a ride along. Shut your pie hole. This is normal. You could not hang. You would be scared to death. Listen, if you went along on a ride along and a cop pulled someone over like this, you think you have no idea how scared you would be, because the whole time in your head you'd be thinking, what if this chick pulls out a gun and kills the cops and runs over to the car and kills me? I'm just here doing a ride along. And you're going to have all these crazy thoughts that you never had before. I'm telling you. Try riding in the trunk of a car. One time I rode in the trunk of a car to go film a drug operation, and they didn't want me to see how to get there. I'm like, no problem. I'll get in the trunk. Scariest fucking 5 minutes of my life. There's things that you just can't imagine. And when I went on the ride along, I realized, oh shit, every time a cop pulls someone over, I'm having a little mild panic attack.
Right. Heart rate's elevated. I think that,
and I'm not even going up to the car.
Right. You're just sitting inside the bulletproof car. I think that should, now that you're saying it, when you were going, the cops don't need training, society needs training. When I was a server and like a bartender, I always say people shouldn't be allowed to work at a restaurant unless they've at least served for like 6 months. Right.
Yeah.
And I think that it should be the same with what you said, a ride along. Like you could make that in a curriculum of a high school and be like, all right, we're going to take all you guys and we're going to go through and you're going to learn this process. You're going to learn how to interact with the police. You're going to learn how the police interact with society. Yeah. You'll just have a basic understanding, because they did that with the Pleasanton City, with the city council people that were claiming, oh, we don't need, the cops shouldn't have guns and all this to fund the police should happen. And they said, well, hey, let's take you through a little scenario. We're going to give you this fake gun. We're going to run this simulation. And all of them immediately freaked out and fucking shot the person, and it didn't deserve it.
Of course they did.
Because all you think about when you're in that conflict.
But they're trained, but they chose that job, Sousa. They're trained. They chose that job.
I mean,
shut up.
I agree, but it still doesn't take away from the point, right?
Yes, it doesn't. It doesn't. You're right. It doesn't take away from the point. Doesn't take away from the fact that how hard it is, and it doesn't take away from the fact that they're still human.
Yeah.
Yeah, I swear, make everyone do a ride. Hey, you shouldn't be able to get a driver's license until you do a ride along. I like what Mason Mitchell said. I've done over 10 ride alongs from the back seat. Done a handful of those myself. Hey, my interactions with the cops have been where I've gone to jail have been less stressful than doing the ride along. I'm telling you, a ride along is crazy. You'll be in the car. You will not believe the way the public treats cops. You will be blown away. They deal with the worst scumbags. The most simple stops, you'll see people just treat the cops like total shit. 390 winner shit. How are we for time? Oh, we're good.
Yeah, I do have to run at 8:30 though, FYI.
Okay, me too.
I figured you did, but
Selma PD officer killed yesterday by 23-year-old convicted felon in California. Sad. He was trespassing in the yard. He went to tell him to leave. Immediately shot several times. Selma PD. Yeah.
crazy.
Killed by 23-year-old convicted felon. Yeah, it sucks. Oh, so many people keep telling me that I should reach out to this girl and interview her. Anyway,
Christine?
do you know her?
Who? The one
This
on
girl-
that we're showing, or the comment you got pulled up?
No, the girl in the video.
Oh no.
Okay, so I just really like this. I thought I feel like this is how I operate too. This is what I would do. If I do something dumb, I punish myself for it. Or if I miss an opportunity or if something happens, I don't use it like to celebrate and avoid the next hurdle. Like I try to face things right on. So she says, I've always had a fear of swimming in the ocean. Okay, action. Got canceled and I wanted to feel relief, but instead I made myself swim the following day after the competition. So she found out she didn't have to swim in the competition. I'm assuming it's Wadapalooza. I wasn't the best at it. I felt awkward and panicked at first, and I still did it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's
somebody
like-
did
it's like a-
recommend her for the show. I'm sorry, somebody did send her out just recently. I didn't realize from the angle that she was standing out that she had one leg, and I didn't read her thing.
Sometimes the only way to get over fear is to face it head on, no matter how you feel. Anyway, it's such a badass. In the early days, even of this podcast, when a guest wouldn't call in or wouldn't show up, Susan would have that talk like, "Hey, just do the show anyway." I remember Hobart said that. "Hey, just do it by yourself. Just get over that fear. Just do a show by yourself then." To bring Scott Schweitzer up again, I think I had a chat with him about those shows he does by himself. And I was like, "That's your best shit." And he goes, "Yeah, it's so nerve wracking though." Yeah. You're just facing your fears. Oh, influencers. Look there's an influencer who commented, Matt Fraser. Influencer.
Oh.
These people know they're influencers. That's the other thing too. So someone else asked me in the comments, these people know they're influencers. So when they sell you shit, they know they're influencers.
Well, 7 likes. That's weak.
They
7 people just sucking him off.
they know these people know they're influencers. They know they're influencers. Hey, is the HWPO gym an affiliate?
There's a gym.
No, I don't think so.
I don't even think there was a gym.
Is the Proven Gym an affiliate?
I think
No.
the Proven, isn't it? The one in Nashville?
Let's find out.
Because I think that they train at like a.
Those are the ones I was referring to in Misfits and shit like that. People who leverage the community, but that aren't maybe contributing to the community, like the way CrossFit Mayhem is. CrossFit
Yeah.
Mayhem uses the term CrossFit Mayhem. They're
Well-
selling stuff that's within the the ideology of CrossFit, coffee and meat. They say, what's funny is I thought Mike Haplin was posting something to support the show the other day when we were talking about the Snicker bar thing, and I reposted it, and then someone else said no, he was attacking the show. But either way, it's pretty funny because I think what Mike Haplin, I don't actually know what he's saying. It was in shorthand. I didn't understand what he was saying, but I think what he was saying is that athletes games athletes training for the games is different than doing CrossFit. But if you talk to anyone at Mayhem, it's not different at all. Rich says all we do is CrossFit. Jake Lockhart says all we do is CrossFit. And so you got people out there who are saying shit like that, like I think that Haplin was. And I'm sorry if I'm misrepresenting you, Mike, but you have this guy who sent 50 to 100 people to the games every single year. There's no second place, and they say all they do is CrossFit.
Yeah, so that isn't a
And-
Proven gym. That's CrossFit Nashville.
That's
And-
where
and
Proven
actually-
works out of, though.
And actually, what I think is that's cool. Actually, and what I think happening is that you're believing the hype from these other people who are trying to like differentiate themselves from CrossFit and say that maybe they're better. Yeah, that is true. Austin Hartman, I'm convinced Sevon takes everything as a compliment until someone says otherwise. That is probably pretty true.
Hey, the other
If someone
thing
called me a dumb fuck, I'd be like, does that mean I'm good in bed? I would be like, wow, that's awesome.
Spin it. Hey, one thing
Yeah.
I wrote, I just took a couple notes to your point because I had a really cool conversation with Becca Voigt after the NorCal affiliate gathering on
10
Saturday.
times CrossFit Games athlete, gym owner, affiliate owner.
Yeah, and that was basically the point that we were talking about. And I was kind of, and as the conversation was happening, I realized that when a lot of people say the CrossFit Games is like the loudspeaker for CrossFit or CrossFit the affiliates, and in the past, I agreed with that. And here's why. We had basically a straight line system to the affiliate. So you are flipping through your channels, you go to ESPN, you see the CrossFit Games on there, right?
Yeah,
and then you see they highlight an athlete that they're whoever's going to be up in the competition. Let's say it's Becca Voigt, or let's say it's Chris Clever, right? You remember the CrossFit Valley girls?
Yeah.
And when they would come up, it would be like, "Hi, I'm Becca Voigt, and I'm out of CrossFit, so and so, and I'm a coach there." And then later on, she would open her own gym, or it would highlight Rich Froning, and I'm from CrossFit Mayhem. So then they were either coaches or they're affiliate owners, or they were part of the L1 staff, and within that, it threaded back directly to the affiliate that they associated with, which helped the affiliates, because then if you were an aspiring competitor, you would go to that gym. That was what was so amazing about that Rich Froning era, because they completely gave back. CrossFit was in the name. They
era. Rich Froning era.
What did I say?
I don't know.
Sounded like error.
Okay. So what you guys said. And what ended up changing from that is then you had the Frazier time. I'm not going to screw it up. And he was the guy
Frazier era.
The Frazier era. Thank you. And not to pick
era. ERA.
What the fuck? Am I saying it wrong? Fuck that. We'll keep it
it's
moving
like your
forward.
Mexican roots. You want to roll your R. I don't think you roll the R.
Yeah, you're gonna get me on word pronunciation. Okay. So
asshole.
So he was in the corner, right? That he only wanted to use the weightlifting space, and somebody kind of drug him out. And then after that, he mostly trained in his parents' basement alone. And then so when there was the highlight of
which is cool.
Fine.
It's cool.
And the highlight of him that would come across the thing, he'd be like, I'm Matt Frazier out of whatever. And that was it. There was no tie to the affiliate. There was no tie to L1. It didn't trace back to the root of the community.
Well, and then look at his podcast on Rogan. It was, I mean,
well, that's just even on full display right there, directly out of his mouth.
I mean, then he just shit all over the affiliates. But yeah, it's bizarre. It's bizarre that these people. I think we'll come back around though. There's definitely a leveraging of CrossFit that's going on by people without contributing back to the whole. It's like almost like this thing. You know how they say, "Hey, you don't have to put other people down to make yourself be better." It's not quite that bad, but it's what did he say on Rogan? Go listen to it.
Basically was like,
and imagine you're an affiliate owner the whole time. Imagine that you are Matt Souza, who's given your life and have all your eggs in one basket to run an affiliate in Livermore, California. And you have CrossFit Livermore. That's pretty crazy. I wonder if they give you that today.
No way. And I got it in 2013. So that was even really crazy for that time.
CrossFit Livermore, and he has all his eggs in one basket, works his fucking ass off there, and all he wants to do is help people. And then imagine someone like Matt Frazier, who's the mouthpiece on the biggest platform the planet's ever seen, saying what he said. It's not giving back, and they kind of island themselves off, meaning like the HWPO or the Pruvens or stuff like that. They don't have CrossFit in the name, and they're not at a CrossFit, and they're not putting in a ton of media and saying CrossFit and CrossFit and CrossFit and hyping it back up, or saying go to your local affiliate or go do any of this. So there's just not the same give back that there was. And I worry that if the same strategy is to use the games as a loudspeaker, there's a lot more people that are there just to be competitive, to run the competition, to get their money and then get out, than there was people that are threading it back to the affiliate. So CrossFit just needs to be careful in terms of using that as a loudspeaker, because it doesn't have the same effect. It's not the same straight line system back to the affiliate. Especially when you have people saying, "Hey, they don't even do CrossFit," or you see these videos coming out saying, "There's a difference in." I mean, I wouldn't even acknowledge any of that if I was CrossFit. I think they did that recently for some broadcast. There's some video CrossFit put out. There's difference in training for the games as there is. Like they're trying to make CrossFit gyms more accessible and not scare people away. Don't worry about that. Having babies must be the most terrifying thing a woman can ever think of. And yet they take the cock and have babies. It'll happen. Don't worry. Why are we demanding the games athletes be associated with us? We aren't even the same things as those guys.
That's actually a great point, and it kind of goes off.
We're
of
not.
what-
They are the same things. They are the same things, and we're not demanding. What we're demanding is that they don't damage the ecosystem by saying dumb shit. Or I think is what Susan was saying. If we know they are going to say dumb shit, let's not leverage them.
Yeah,
Because
that's the big thing.
some of these athletes are just leverage. Sorry, Susan. Some of these athletes are just fucking leveraging the community without returning to it, without giving back to it. They're not even acknowledging that it's CrossFit. I kind of had my eyes open by this whole fucking. I mean, I've been just falling in love with the Mayhem Empire more and more and more and more.
Mm-hmm. And I was gonna note it yesterday too, but there's a certain culture that you feel within Mayhem, and like having a lot of the Mayhem people on the show and our relationship with Rich and stuff. Like this time coming back to Wadapalooza.
I'm biased.
This time coming back to Wadapalooza, like running into Ben and Scott and Carlos and that whole media team, and even the athletes.
Oh
there.
yeah, Ben Smith. I would love to ask him. Let's ask him. I bet you he fucking says he does CrossFit.
Yeah, well, of course, he's part of that.
Were you referring to that
Practice
Ben
area.
or Ben on their media team?
No, Ben on the media team.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
I bet you Ben Smith says he does CrossFit. I bet you Scott Panchik says he does CrossFit.
And the point that I was making there is just that the culture of Mayhem, it feels really familiar, like fuck.
Yeah,
Familial?
you could do that. You're
I'm not
NorCal.
gonna
You're
say-
brown. You're brown and proud. You
And,
can do familiar.
So
Familiar.
once you get to know them and stuff like that, they just are really accepting, and like you come in and they're super nice and everything else. So I could see that going there and training underneath that umbrella would just the culture of it alone draws you to it.
Someone dress up as Jesus and go to Cookville. I could have done that a few years ago. I think Jesus died at 33. I'm 50. I can't play Jesus anymore. Hello, caller. Hi.
Hey, what's up, dudes? What's going on?
Hey, what's up? Oh,
Welcome back,
okay.
Caleb. We
Okay,
missed
hold
you.
on. Jethro.
Oh, nice. Got it.
Gabe?
Good for you. Nice.
No,
Jethro.
he said you got it. Yeah.
Oh, phew.
You're
Got
okay.
it. Yeah.
Hi, Jethro. Hi.
Welcome back, Caleb. We missed you, bro.
Thanks, dude. It's good to be here.
Yeah, it was great to see you back. While Susan's still on before you left, Nicole Carroll put out 2 great articles on CrossFit. What'd you think of them? Did you read them yet?
I read. I read one that came out early in the year. It was like the first one that came out. Is that the one you're talking about?
Well, the one about efficacy was great, but she just put one out in the last 2 days about coaching.
Mm.
Phenomenal. I
and-
think everyone needs to read it.
No, I didn't read. Oh, yeah. I saw the video. I read one that came out like on January 3rd, and then I heard one again recently where she talks about efficacy. Yes.
I haven't seen either of these.
Yeah, no, they're great.
Yeah, they are great.
do you
I
think-
agree. They're fantastic. I everything that I agree. There's been so much good stuff been put out. Yes.
So my question is, do you think she's getting set up to have a bigger role other than the education piece?
If they keep this
Well,
up, she's
she's
going to be
happy.
the Glassman of CrossFit. If they keep this up, she's going to end up being. Here's the thing: CrossFit needs the vision just pounded endlessly, nonstop, at a crazy cadence. It just needs so that the people who start to know it are like tired of hearing it, and that's the only way the company is going to succeed. And there's been no vision coming out of there for over 2.5 years, and so now she's speaking directly to the affiliate owners. The question is are the employees who work there getting this too? But yeah, I think I don't know if that's the goal, but that is what's going to happen. I agree with you. That will be the byproduct.
Well, I think she's the one.
Yeah, she would be fantastic at it. There is. Yeah, she'd be fantastic at it. There'll be more to come on that.
All right.
More to come on that.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you later.
Later, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
It was there. We went through some tumultuous times. Did you see my? Everyone at CrossFit had to go through sexual harassment training. I think in the last couple of weeks.
Oh, really?
They do that to us every year.
In the Air Force.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Oh, interesting.
It is.
You guys don't
yeah.
do that all the time? You guys don't have a
For the podcast.
Yeah, Savon makes me go through it like every week. It's so ridiculous.
Mark Moss, I'm going to convince my wife that the only L2 that I can attend is where Sevi lives, and then I'll come camp out in the front yard. Sevon, I'll be the best front yard attendant you ever had. That's awesome. Let's do it. Let's play.
Mark sounds unhoused.
My yard would be awesome to set up a tent in.
Yeah, you can do camping trips out there with the boys. Have you done that yet?
No, but I should.
Yeah, that'll happen soon. They're getting close to that age.
It's very interesting that CrossFit is doing sexual harassment training right now, don't you think, Souza, with the insider knowledge that we have?
Well, usually there's,
Did you hear
some sort of cause
JP
and
left, by
effect.
the way? Did you hear JP, the owner of Jared Perlmutter? You know who that is? He
I
owned
know who
Brick-
that is. Yeah, Brick,
Yeah.
the guy from Brick.
And
Yeah.
I think he wrote the affiliate handbook.
Okay.
And then you
Yep,
remember
yep,
the
yep,
guy
yep.
who was the president of CrossFit?
Jason Dunlap.
Yeah, that woke fucking ding dong.
Yeah.
Excuse me. That guy ended up going to Orange Theory,
Shocker.
and I think it was Orange Theory or F45, and now whichever one it was, now JP has gone there.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a trip. And what's crazy is I didn't see what JP I haven't seen what JP has written or if he did a press release. But when that Dunlap guy did a press release, it was like so obvious why he wasn't a fit for CrossFit. Like it wasn't like I can't wait to push health and wellness and save people from the fears of COVID and we have a cure for the world's most vexing problems. Like I can't wait to take the brand and elevate it and make more money. I mean, it was
Yeah.
you know what I mean. It was
Yeah.
the not
100,000 new CrossFitters a day. That's
not
what we're
pursu-
going after.
Yeah, it wasn't pursuing excellence.
Right. No, definitely not. But I will tell you. Oh, go
I
ahead.
noticed that Nicole Carroll likes all the Project Veritas videos. She should be careful if she wants a CEO position.
Only
hey,
like snitches
that-
like you, Trish.
Yeah, that chick ain't woke. I'll tell you that.
Nope.
Yeah, that's a tough girl. That's a smart girl. Yeah, she ain't woke.
Yeah, ran into her on Saturday.
You did.
Yep. Just very quick, briefly. By the time I kind of made my way over to her, I was actually completely dead from the workout. I got crushed. Everybody that walked by me, my face was like pale. Like I was on the verge of throwing up.
That's
'cause
cool.
Yeah, well, I was lucky enough to have Neil Maddox as my partner in that workout, and so
Wow.
let's just say
Oof.
he kept going, "Hey, dude, don't worry, I'm going easy." He goes, "I'm not here to prove anything to anybody or whatever." And let me just let you know. By the way, he wasn't lying. He did go easy. Like he definitely didn't like sell his soul in any way. But his easy is on a whole different spectrum than my easy.
Yes.
So, and we were close to getting the score. They made it kind of fun. They put Austin Malialo and Dawn together in a workout, and then basically we're like, okay, no, everybody try to beat them, and if you beat them, you're
Wow,
gonna be
that's fucking cool. Really, Dawn did that?
yeah. And then they're like, if you win, whoever beats them too, like depending if there's multiple people that beat them, they'll put a name in a hat and they're gonna draw it out afterwards, and they gave away a free like L1 or L2.
That's fucking way cool. I want to ask you a question here real quick after. Sevon, does Greg Glassman have some type of non-compete after selling CrossFit? Yes, and it's going to expire soon. So when I talked to Souza, I said, how was the, I'm paraphrasing, then we'll see what Souza thinks. I said, hey, how was the affiliate gathering? And secretly, I wanted it to be a fucking train wreck. And he said, hey dude, Don won my heart. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, he fucking rocked me. He opened up with some shit that was fucking amazing. And I go, what was that? He goes, it was something I hadn't heard since Greg Glassman has been around. And I guess, and we'll see what Souza thinks of my interpretation of this, but he basically opened to these fucking affiliates in Northern California and said, hey, I know we have the cure for fucking COVID. I know we have the cure for the world's most vexing problem. It's a travesty that we had to go through what we did the last 2 years, knowing all along that our gyms have the cure for the problem. Dude, that needs to be screamed from the mountaintops. But finally, to get someone at CrossFit Inc. to say that,
Yeah.
Souza.
It was interesting. He did open up with that. It was one thing in particular I do want to note though is he didn't use the word cure. And I think that's because for like a legal reason, but he did basically open it up and say, and he started and he was like, hey, look, we know that we have the solution to a lot of what's happening here, and especially with COVID and everything else. And then was talking about it in the way that you would want it to be represented in front of a group of affiliates by the CEO of CrossFit. So he very much spoke in that same exact tonality with that same exact passion towards what we have. And it was great. His whole speech I thought was really good. So far, they've been able to kind of do everything in small buckets that he said that he's going to do. So we still got to give it some time to really see how it's going to play out overall. But I was happy with.
Well, at least we know the captain knows what kind of ship he's driving.
100%, and he's got a good action plan that wasn't.
And I
just
heard he's
ton of
not a
words.
gamesista like Rosa. I've never got the vibe that Don was a gamesista.
No, not even close. And in fact, he made himself completely accessible the whole entire Saturday. And when we did the Q&A for the questions back and forth, it was open. Like everything was on the table. I asked if any of the sponsors were going to be able to, if they were going to own any pieces of the company, and if they take any money, if that'll change the messaging or sway what we do. He said no. Craig Howard asked who owns CrossFit and what's their intent. We had somebody who asked, hey, you said you're going to be branding and you have a goal of 30 million new CrossFitters within the next 7 years. What exactly does that mean? He got specific about what he was going to do. I made an interesting note because somebody in the crowd shouted out Super Bowl commercial, which I thought Hiller would appreciate. But yeah, that event on Saturday ran, and it was Katie Hogan and Jordan Hall that put that whole thing together. And CrossFit obviously supported it in a major way. Austin Maliola was there, Adrian Bosman was there, Dave Castro was there, Don was there, Nicole was there. And for the first time in 3 years, it felt like how CrossFit was back in the day. And more importantly, with the affiliate owners, it finally felt that we weren't isolated and alone. And you felt that the community was coming back, and it was coming back in a good way and strong. So hopefully everything that they presented and they talk about keeps moving forward in the direction that it does, because I have a feeling that it's going in a good way.
Game Zista is thinking that Matt Fraser and Katrin David's daughter are going to save CrossFit. That's what Rosa thought. I'm not paraphrasing. That's what he thought.
100%.
He thought they were going to save CrossFit, and that's fucking that's in the clinical sense completely retarded. If any, they're the furthest thing from what can save CrossFit. And so this guy Don isn't obsessed with the games and not the affiliates, and that's what Rosa was. Don't forget. Yeah, I could go. I
was just gonna say, to your point, he never once mentioned the games
at the affiliate gathering.
Not even close.
Right.
Nope. It was very like the whole conversation, his whole presentation, and everything that they did there, the sales stuff that Jordan Hall laid out. Michelle Moots was there, that she talked about becoming a professional coach. There was really good, great open discussion. Nobody shied away from anything. It felt like all the instructors and everybody there was free to talk how they wanted to. And I will guarantee that Don, there wasn't even any talk of the games. That wasn't even the focus at all. It was all about the affiliates. It's all about making more professional coaches. And it was awesome.
Sean Sullivan, did Austin check your vaccination status before he would work next to you? East Coast bitches. I do want to say this. Someone said Nicole is woke because she does yoga. You have to understand, Greg beat the fucking woke out of us. If you worked with Greg, he is so fucking smart and articulate. And he, David Boaz, Libertarianism, read the book. If you haven't, you couldn't last. Greg was the light of truth on so many subjects. And if you said some dumb shit around him, he would unfuck you quick. There were not too many woke people around him. There were fucking scumbags, that's for sure. And there were victim people, but they could at least think clearly. Should we finish with one more thing? 380 before Susie has to go. 387. This one is called Casino Life. This is. I picture this is happening. This exact scene is happening in a casino near at every minute of the day, 24 hours a day. Somewhere in the world, this has to be happening. Here we go.
Worse than dollar White Claw specials at the casino, because the Karens seem to come out, and you can see this lady continue to antagonize her. She's like, can I hit her yet? Being very polite, probably could have knocked her ass out a long time ago. This goes on for several minutes. The lady showed a lot of self-restraint, especially with Karen and her hot, sour breath up in her face. Throws another shot and booyah, right to the cheek. And Karen gets a one-way first-class ticket to Goo Goo Gaga Land. My God, she is out. Let's take a look at the replay. She wanted to find out, so she found out real quickly. And right here, you just don't mess with people, especially with people that have self-restraint, asking questions like, should I hit her? Can I hit her now? Is this the time? She was so respectful. Karen disrespectful once again. Legend has it she's still there, involuntarily making out with the ground. Great job, Karen.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, I guarantee you that Nicole, one final thing. Let me tell you something. I guarantee you Nicole Carroll did not get the fucking vaccine. There's no fucking way. And it is a long trip between liberal and libertarian. I don't know if I agree with you, Trish. She there's no fucking way. She's too smart to have gotten the vaccine. She lives out in the fucking middle of nowhere in Colorado. She has a land, and no one could, if you were in Nicole Carroll's presence, she's a different kind of human being. I don't want to. Hopefully one day we'll have her on the show. She's not a normal human being. That is not a normal woman. So that is a powerhouse of a human. She is very special, and you would feel your whole being change in her presence. I don't know what else to tell you. That she's and everyone knows that. I wouldn't say that like about Dave or about Greg or about myself, but if you are in Nicole's presence, you will feel something, and you will come to attention. She's beautiful and powerful as fuck. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm saying about her. All right. Thank you, everyone. Tomorrow we have Seth Gruber on. Tomorrow's show is going to be crazy. If you don't know who Seth Gruber is, you should look up some of his videos. SETHGRUBER. He is a very religious guy, Christian dude. He's made it, I think, his life calling to bring an end to baby killing. It's going to be, Chuck's great too. Chuck's great too. But Nicole, there's something about Nicole has some crazy presence, man. I'm telling you, she's opening up a different vortex of energy. Something's coming through. This guy is something else. This is going to be weird talking to him. I'm excited. Could get squirrely. No, I've never jerked it to Nicole. That is not true. I never have. That's bullshit. I've never done that. Hey, I don't jerk it to anyone but my wife. It's my wife is everything to me. I want to be clear on that. That's how I know. Okay, but I appreciate I appreciate it. I appreciate the thought. Maybe that was just a way of complimenting Nicole. Another Christian, Stevan, invite me to your baptism.
Look at that photo he's got there.
Yeah. Hey, I know what kind of Republican you are. You go to the airport, don't you? And go to the bathrooms at the airport. You know that kind of Republican. And Sevi invite. What are you doing? What are you doing in that photo?
Tried to seduce you.
Caleb, good to have you back.
Glad to be back.
Bye-bye.